Hey, grab a seat. Let's talk a little bit about keeping your feet together when you're doing a handstand walk. Everybody knows that you should keep your feet together in a handstand walk, but some people have a lot of trouble really feeling the sensation of using your adductors, your adductors, your groin muscles to keep your legs together. So a couple of options. One, just to get that sense of how it feels to drive that leg inward, I would recommend a variation on the Copenhagen plank, so just your top foot bracing. And this is my preferred variation, with one foot on a box and then balancing on my hand. But again, this gives that sensation of closing your leg and really feeling how to connect to that muscle so that you can willfully kind of engage it. Of course, do it on both sides. My preference is 30 seconds per side, basically every day. It's just a quick touch on it, strengthens your adductors in a way that a lot of other movements kind of miss. Another movement to complement that, because that's in a shortened position, it's kind of fully contracted, would be a variation on the Cossack squat. So shifting to the side, keeping that straight leg foot down so that you're coming into a stretch here now. And again, depending on your range of motion and your hip anatomy, you can go lower or less low potentially. So I have some trouble on this side, but again, I'm working to the best of my ability, keeping that foot down and lengthening through this kind of groin muscle, those adductors. The way I like to implement that is about 10-second hold on each side, and I'll go across about a minute or 2 minutes, so it's 6 to 12 total repetitions. So those are some ways to actually feel those muscles working. And then now we want to think about how to practice keeping those feet together. So what I like to tie in here is kind of how you do anything is how you do everything. So anytime that you're hanging from a pull-up bar where your feet are no longer wed to the ground, you can really focus on squeezing your feet together. Now, you should be doing that anyway, just as a best practice with your gymnastics. The problem is, or a lot of people kind of face, is with your feet together like this, it's hard for some people to really even get a sense of like what they're doing in terms of squeezing their feet together. So if you grab a yoga block, this is a foam yoga block, it's very lightweight, but now you can squeeze that yoga block between your feet and still be in a pretty good gymnastic position. Using something like a medicine ball might be a little bit too big and bulky, but here with the yoga block, I have a clear sense of, okay, I have a task, I want to keep that yoga block in between my feet. And whether you're working on pull-ups or even toes to bar or any kind of kipping skill, you can try to focus on having that yoga block squeezed all through that range of motion, so that even in that extended position you have the sense of tightness, that hollow position you have that sense of adduction. And then of course from there, working on handstands, and we can go into depth here, but just to keep it short, anytime you're working on handstands against the wall, squeeze those feet together and build that habit of keeping your feet together so that you're working on handstands at the wall, away from the wall, your feet are together. You can start to pull away and keep your balance. Once you're really working on handstands and balancing, then the handstand walk really is no issue. So as you practice, try to keep those feet together. Good luck in your practice, good luck in your training, and let me know how that goes.